There, is that better? Have you got me now? Is it just me you can't hear, or can you not hear the game either? Ah, there you go. Fixed it. Sorry, as I say, in that case, I'll redo my entire introduction. Now that I've realised that I've been talking to myself, it's going well. I've been away for a week, so this is my return stream. It's good to see people in the chat. It's good to see people still want to be part of this. I've been away the past week with my wife and the dog. We've been on the beach over in the northeast, and it was fantastic. It's been a long year, as I suppose it has for everyone with the whole COVID and stuff. So the chance to get away has been really good, so needed. And I also had a think about how I want to do the channel going forward. So you may have noticed if you were here at the start, and you'll probably notice if I do an intermission or if I need to go anywhere, and definitely at the end of the stream, I'm working to a schedule now. I've got scheduled days to my streams. I'm going to be streaming on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays going forward. 7:30. The Sunday stream might switch to a midday stream to try and incorporate more, because I know Sunday is usually when a lot of people are getting ready for work, etc. And I don't really want to interfere with that. But today's stream is going to be the Final Fantasy 15 crossover event. It's going to be an FC house tour, which is where we are right now. This was all put together by one of the officers of Haven, the FC that I'm a part of and have been for a number of years. You get a lot of items such as these. They drop from primals, or you get the equipment to craft them and stuff, and they come from those sort of places. Which is a great system in my opinion. It's something that should definitely be in more games. It still baffles me that even now that World of Warcraft doesn't have player housing, because it's such an easy way to give rewards for content, to actually make content worthwhile without just tying it to player power. Imagine a Torghast where you could get like striking dummies for your house, so you could practice rotations, or like random furniture and stuff. That would interest me so much more if they made it optional and you could go in and just enjoy it with your friends. That would be so much better. But as well as the FC house tour tonight, I'm going to be doing some roulettes more than likely, to get some equipment, because after watching the live letter on Saturday, I watched it on Saturday, not Friday night, because 3 o'clock in the morning it just was not happening. So I watched the full 7 hours of it on the Saturday. It was a long live letter, and quite frankly it was brilliant. So, but it's shown us that I'm going to be maining my Red Mage going forward. I was tied between 3 different classes. I was tied between Dragoon, Samurai, and Red Mage, and I've opted for Red Mage because I do love the utility it gives you. I love that it's quite a straightforward class to play. It's easy to learn, difficult to master, and I quite like that. I don't think that classes should be overcomplicated just for the sake of overcomplicated it, because that's not telling you that you've got a lot of skill. That's just saying that you've got a lot of buttons. So I don't know. I'd rather skillfully use my rotations and stuff. I'd rather weave it in and be able to dodge, and I like the idea that I can heal and that I can res people, and we're getting a shield in the next expansion, and our big attacks are becoming AoEs, and it just, everything about Red Mage really screams to me, because I love Spell Sword as a class. The only problem I've really got with it is I don't like the aesthetic. I don't. I play a Highlander male, and I don't think the whole fencer aesthetic works well for me. And it's also really difficult in this game to get good good cosmetics for men if you play a caster. It's either a robe or it's a dress. It's not gender locked, and nothing in this game is gender locked, which is great, because a lot of games, particularly coming from the East, are doing that. But it might as well be with the way that the costumes look, frankly, and that can be quite bad. Right, let's have a look inside the house. So yeah, the officer in charge of decorating the house. You can see he puts a lot of effort into what he does. It always looks very grand when you come in here. They have constantly iterated on this system as the game's progressed. So there's lots of new things in here. Like, is that the Aether wheel? Yeah, I'm not allowed to use that because I'm not an officer. But you've got the guild chest. You've got your you've got your summoning. You can change your hair and stuff. Materia melders. But they've designed it to look very much like a sort of formal, very formal like restaurant feel. Or like a possibly, like a full-on museum art gallery. This is pretty cool. And these different screenshots from within the game, like this is in East Shroud, I think, near where you fight Ramu, which is pretty cool. But yeah, you can see all the different locations. Like, I'm sure that is yeah, it's under the Red Sea in near Kugana, and that's from Heaven's Ward. So it's all from like different areas of the game, which is pretty good. You've got the lion statue that they've added wings to, which really makes it look like one of the Sin Eaters from the current expansion, which is pretty cool. And let's have a look downstairs. They normally have like an event section downstairs with like a table and stuff. So let's go down here. And here it is. So you've got your seating area. So this is where they host like FC events, or they used to. I've been away for a while. I've not really been driven to play Final Fantasy 14 for a little bit, which is a shame because it is a good game. I get burned out of it quite a lot. But as you can see, you've got your staging area up here for any sort of events and stuff. You got changing areas in the back, like a quiet seating area. So if you ever do like transmog or glamour competitions or cosmetics, you put on your best outfit, you come up here, show off to match the theme. All your FC guildmates will be in these seats, and usually they'll vote to decide the winner, and all the votes will come in, and then the winner's announced, and you're going to go back up there with your threes, and you get loads of screenshots and stuff. Works so well. It's also really good. We did it as a quiz night one night, and it's good to stand up here when you're the quiz master and have everybody there. It gives you a real sense of community, and I do think that's a good fact that Final Fantasy 14 does so well. But anyway, we're gonna head to Gridania. Not Gridania, we're gonna head to Uldar and get cracking on the Final Fantasy 15 crossover event. Just to let you know, I'm not a particularly big fan of Final Fantasy 15. I didn't enjoy it much as a game, so I'm not entirely sure how much I'm actually going to enjoy the crossover event. But I still want to do it because I like to do the content that they bring out in Final Fantasy 14. Even if it's not really something that I feel like I would enjoy overall, I feel like they put a lot of effort into it, and it always shows. So that's pretty good. Apart from the last seasonal event they did, the summer seasonal event was a letdown for me. It was just one fate, which if you'd done the previous ones, they were so much better. You could basically do Ninja Warrior or Total Wipeout, and you had to jump around all this stuff and go from one end to the other, and you got like more prizes for the more you did it. And this year's was just a fate, but I know why, because they're putting a lot of effort into Endwalker, and obviously Corona will have got in the way of that a little bit, so it makes sense, but it's still a little bit disappointing. But anyway, I did make sure it was here before. I decided I got the dates and stuff, so I knew when it was and where to start it yesterday, so I knew where it was, so we could do this on the stream. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm gonna get some gloves for these. Let's try them on. I get a single glove, like a biker Michael Jackson. Let's do this. Blah, blah, blah. Reporter for the Raven. Same woman from the last, from the Rising. I'm sure it's the same. So it's quite interesting that we're doing like another continuation of this character, which is something that I think is really good that they do. Is even the characters like this that they only really bring out for the seasonal events, they usually bring them out for multiple ones, even if they're not in the same sort of like high-end role. They're still part of it, so you still get a lot of character depth, even in characters that you very rarely see. and I think that's such a good thing. Again, I really wish that World of Warcraft would do this, to be honest. Right, now, I know I play this game quite a lot, but I'm trying to remember. Central Townland's down the bottom. It's fine. So, as I'm going as well, I'm going to explain what I'm going to be doing with the stream as I go forward. I'm trying to be a bit more structured, so I'm going to be streaming on Sundays, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7:30 until roughly about 9 o'clock. Try and keep it for an hour and a half. Don't want to go too long. Don't want to bore people too much. I'm aware that, you know, attention spans aren't high a lot, and sometimes what I'm doing might not be of interest to you, and that's fine. But I am trying to vary it up. So tonight we're doing the FF15 crossover. We're also going to do some roulettes. And you're going to see me fail as a red mage. I'm sure everybody's excited. Tuesday, I think I'm going to be doing some PvP in Final Fantasy XIV. I'm going to do a PvP night. Anybody that does play it, that wants to come with me for the PvP, more than welcome. Going to be doing some random battlegrounds. I'll be highlighting like the dueling system at the Wolves Den, and I'll be doing that for the majority of the night. Just trying to show off the PvP, like explain what it used to be like and what it is now. I actually prefer how it used to be, and I'm glad that they are looking at PvP in Endwalker because it needs a bit of love, to be honest. So let's come through here. And on Thursdays, because of me wanting to do something with a YouTube channel, I've had an idea for what I want to do, and it's called the MMO Travel Channel. And what I was going to do is I was going to go around various locations within this game and other MMOs and explain the lore and how they tie into our world and really what the inspirations for it all is, and do a little bit of world building and like key areas and stuff. So on Thursday, I'm going to be doing that for the next sort of while. I'm going to be running around Uldar because I've decided that in this game at least, I'm going to do it tying into my own journey. Now, my character did start in Uldar, so we'll start in Uldar, go to Gridania, then Lenosha, and we'll move out from there. And honestly, the one that I'm looking forward to the most is when we get to Ishgard. It's by far and away my favourite place in the whole game. Now, I'm going to find this quite interesting how they're going to tie this in. Are they going to claim that it's like Magitech or something? Because there isn't really automobiles in this sort of world, but then I suppose they've just done the Nier crossover as well, and there was like planes and pretty much UFOs and robots and stuff, so I suppose they can just throw whatever they want at it. So here we go. So it's coming, there's going to be portals or something. I'm going to go with Cid. Cid's a hero. Everybody knows Cid's a hero. Am I going to have to do a mini game where I push this car or something? Or am I steering? Yeah, it's interesting to see the Final Fantasy 15 characters and how they tie into other things, and it's quite interesting as well that they've tied into already to Final Fantasy 11. They did an event for that a few years back, and that the new Eden, well, I say new, the expansion's pretty much over now, but the Eden raid is very much based on Final Fantasy 8, so I'm quite looking to see how they tie in the other Final Fantasies into 14. I'd love to have seen them do it because part of the lore of Final Fantasy is that the world is split into different worlds. So there was like a calamity or something and it's split. So there's 12 or 13 worlds. I think there's a prime and then 12. And I would have loved to have seen them so that each time you go to a different sort of world, if they had you doing that, they could have spread it out and they could have tied it into the earlier Final Fantasies. And I think that would have been pretty sweet. It would have been a good nod to all of those, and it would have been an interesting way to bring them in. But they do often have references to the old games as well, and not just the primals that you fight, but like events and items as well. Like you can fly around in the Magitech from Final Fantasy VI, and that's pretty cool. So. No, I'm a bit thing here because the Cid in Final Fantasy 15 is a woman, and they've just said, "Oh yeah, we're going to bring Cid here," and he thought Cid was here, but now he's going to realise that it's a different Cid. But how he didn't pick up on the, you know, the different sort of he/she sort of thing. But we'll see how it goes. So yeah, the sort of YouTube content that I'm going to look to make, as I say, it's all stuff that's going to take a lot of research and video editing and stuff. So it's going to take me a while before I can get started on it, but I'm going to try and get as much sort of footage from within the game as I can. So I'm going to do tours on a Thursday, show people around, and then I'm going to use that footage to show the YouTube channel off, and I'll splice that in with, as I say, the real world sort of counterparts. So like the Thanlan city in the desert sort of thing is very much sort of Persian background, so I'll be looking at things like that. That's what I'm going to be going for anyway. Man just loves his cars. Well, machines in general. I wonder if I'm actually going to have to do some combat in this then. Now I do know for it having been spoiled for me already that I will eventually get this car as a mount. That is going to be the goal of this, to be honest. I want the car. Even though I don't think it really belongs in the game. I don't think it lacks, it kind of makes the game lack a bit of aesthetic integrity to me. Like, they've gone for a very steampunk or like magic punk feel with like the Magitech and airships and then the magic involved, and then there's an actual, just honest to God, here's a car, here's a convertible, go enjoy yourself. It strikes me as a bit odd, but it's also a 4-person mount, so I kind of want it. So we'll have to see how it goes. Yeah, the whole idea of aesthetic integrity as well. That's part of the reason why I'm not such a big fan of Guild Wars 2. I really do want to play Guild Wars 1 though. Guild Wars 1 looks well up my street. It looks like a proper RPG that I could really sink my teeth into, and that's the sort of thing that I really like. But let's have a look. So I need to go there. What's in Eastern Dunland? One final. Ah, right, that's a different quest. I'm not going to do that yet. So we need to go to the Man in Black. I was just going to run, but then I've remembered I don't have to, so here's my mount. Your mount can fly no higher. I will take that bet. See? You can get a little bit higher. Right, so now I've just got to go do this big fate over here. Let's do it. You're about to see me suck at Red Mage. You're about to definitely see me suck at Red Mage. I should not be tanking. Like, literally, how did I run in and get aggro straight away? That is definitely something that shouldn't have happened. But whatever, here we go. Not even mad, I'm just gonna keep going. Right, I haven't unlocked that ability yet. I forgot to sink down. Okay. See? A friend of mine wanted to play it, so I could kind of play it as like a two-man team, and I'd be okay with that. Because it does look so good. It does look right up my street. I would love to do it. But Guild Wars 2... Guild Wars 2 is a game that, in theory, I should love. It should be everything that I'm looking for in an MMO. And it just isn't. It's a game that I just do not like. I've tried so hard. I've got so many characters to max level. And I just can't do it. The only problem I've got with trying to play Guild Wars 1 at the moment is it's still full price. Still. Like, it just baffles me. Like, it's for a game as old as it is, it's still expensive in my opinion. But having said that, if I end up playing it, it's because I'm going to enjoy it, so I might as well. I mean, I have actually cancelled my pre-order of New World as well. And it's not because of any sort of big grandstanding adventure sort of thing. It's one, I don't think my computer runs it well enough, so I wouldn't be able to play it on stream for anyone. And two, it strikes me as an almost game. I feel like it's releasing far too early, and I feel like it doesn't have the legs to be good for a long time. I feel like it's going to run out of steam quite quickly, unfortunately. I feel like it just won't have the legs. It won't. It's quite shallow as a game. The combat's not great. The servers were terrible when I played them in the beta. I don't know what the current beta was like. I wasn't there. I was on holiday. The one like last week, for example. But because of the servers and the combat style that they've gone for, you have far too much ping to be able to dodge and weave, and it's not great. The best part about it is the gathering for me, but that's because it started as like a fortress builder, like not necessarily an MMO, but more like a fortress building survival game. So of course the gathering's great. The PvP is not great. It feels very much like what I've seen of Ashes of Creation, but not done as well. It feels very much like a dire Ashes of Creation, or as I've heard some other people refer to it, a 3D RuneScape, which wouldn't be too bad, but RuneScape has so much content that it doesn't really compare. Like, I feel like New World is rushing itself out because Amazon need a win. They need to launch something to say that they're successful, to say that they've actually had at least one success out there. Because they've tried to launch so many games so far, and they've all been failures. And they've even pushed back their release of Lost Ark in the West, which was a big deal for them because, let's be honest, that game was going to be successful. And I can tell you that they've pushed that back so that they can bank everything on New World, because from Lost Ark they will get 40% of the profits or something like that, depending on how they've worked it out, because they're just a publisher, so they won't be getting a lot of money out of it. But New World, they get 100%, so they want to bank on New World coming out first and not bleeding players to Lost Ark. So they've delayed Lost Ark until next year. I've also noticed that Elion has now gone free to play, so I might give that another chance, even though I didn't particularly enjoy it when I played in the closed beta. Very much, they've gone for a Black Desert Online style combat, but it feels very much just like an AoE spam in PvE. I never got to the PvP in that as well because I gave up with it But because it's free to play, or it's going free to play, I'd be okay with giving it a go for a little bit. But I wouldn't have spent money on it. And I know that them going free to play is gonna royally fuck their cash shop. It's gonna make it impossible to do anything that's not pay to win, to be honest. Yeah, but a lot of games go like that, and particularly early on when it's done by Cacao Games, or as I sometimes call them, Cash Cow Games, because they'll pay to win anything. No, it's ridiculous like that. But it's just another one of those Korean MMOs that's going to come across. It's gonna be a flash in the pan. It's not going to last long. It doesn't have. It's all style and no substance, and frankly, there's far too many games like that are coming out these days. They're all flashy and the look the part, but there's no depth to them and there's no need to play them. That's part of the reason why I'm so looking forward to Ashes of Creation, because it looks like it's going to have depth, and I can see that they're working on it, and I can see that a lot of the depth in that game is going to come from the players. So they're going to have all that content there, but to unlock all the content and to get everything ready and to get everything working, it's going to rely on the players. So I'm really looking forward to that. Ah, the reporter's back. Ah, right. Yeah. Sorry, I misread that as if she was a fashion correspondent there. I was like, but I thought you were just an intrepid reporter, and that's why we did the whole Rising event. But okay. Now, I never did the original Final Fantasy 15 crossover event, so I'm not sure if this is just the same one repeated. I purposefully missed the last one, and unfortunately I only realised later on that the car was a 4-person mount. No, it was disappointing. I'm glad that they brought the event back though, and they didn't just chuck the car into the cash shop, because I know a lot of games are quite guilty of that, and I know Final Fantasy 14 itself does that quite a lot. And a lot of people don't necessarily complain about the cash shop in this game, even though it is quite extensive, because the content within the game is good. So it's a lot less it's a lot less of an issue that way. So people are more forgiving of the cash shop when the content is decent, as opposed to a game like World of Warcraft, where people have been ragging on its cash shop and stuff, because the content in World of Warcraft at the moment isn't good. It's quite bad. But then the difference is as well, it's not really pay to win in this game as much as it is in World of Warcraft. Admittedly, you've got your level skips and you've got your story skips and stuff, but the way I see it is, if you're skipping the story in a story-based game, you're just cheating yourself out of a game. That's all it is. You're just stopping yourself from having a good experience. So it's a you problem. But I get some people want to do it, and fair enough. But in World of Warcraft, you can not only buy your level boosts and things like that, you can buy WoW token, and WoW token is literally paying for currency in the game, which you then use to get, which people then use to get carries, and they then use to get, well, as I say, literally carries in PvP and PvE and stuff, and to me that is just, that's massively pay to win, and pay to win just annoys me. I'm happy to, it's a similar reason to why I'd not necessarily dislike, but I dislike the way a lot of PvP is done in games like this, in MMOs, because it isn't fair. It's not necessarily that you can get, that you would win the fight just because you are more skillful. If somebody has more money, or they've got access to more gold or farming and stuff, they just buy better mats and better gear, and that gear makes all the difference. So it's a bit too on the nose for me like that. But it is what it is. Hopefully MMOs will sort themselves out, because I don't hate PvP. I much prefer PvE, I will admit that. But I'd rather take part in PvP where I know I'm not just going to get curb stomped to fuck by somebody who's been playing for 6 months and I've only just started. You know what I mean? I'd much rather take part in a PvP style when I know I'm not just going to get griefed. Don't get me wrong, griefing happens and things like that. But I'd rather it was... I'd rather I at least had the illusion of being able to defend myself. Like, if I get ganked by there's a difference between ganked and griefed. If I get ganked by a rogue, for example, because they've gone invisible and snuck up on us and killed us and whatnot, it's annoying, but it's part of the game. If I'm level 1 and I've got some guy who's level 50 who obviously has very low self-esteem and stuff and just wants to spend his whole time picking on people at a level 1, that sucks, and that's going to make me not want to play the game. So a lot of PvP-based games kind of need to work on that, and that is one of the worries that I do have with Ashes of Creation, but I do know they are trying to work on a system to get around that. I just don't have access to the alpha at the moment to test. I have heard from somebody though that you can do a really fun thing in regards to this, because my computer at the moment isn't the best. I am saving for a new one. It's probably going to be next year though, so I'm going to make do with this for now. Hopefully next year you'll get better quality streams out of us as well, and that isn't just me talking about me. Saying you'll get better from me, better performances. Hopefully by then I've settled into it and you do get better performances, but I mean better quality is in, yeah, just better quality stream. Now, I don't mind open world PvP, by the way. I don't, because it does add an element of danger and whatnot. But it's all about how they balance it. Do they balance it around skill? Do they balance it around gear? Do they balance it around, you know, like progression and stuff? The idea of open world PvP does actually have its merit. But I'm not a fan of full loot hardcore PvP. I just think that's yeah, it's just not my thing, to be honest. Okay, so we need to go to Blackbrush. What do you want? Am I doing it again? Nope, we're gonna get some pants. Okay. I don't even necessarily mind duel and accept. Like that's fine. Like I don't mind like general open world PvP. Say I'm out and I'm gathering or whatever, and then yeah, say I'm out and I'm gathering, and then somebody comes and fights us and I fight them off. That's fine. That if somebody wants to be a dick and play as bandit and stuff, that's fine. But what I don't like is, as I say, the whole disparity between levels, because it's quite hard in an MMO because they're so based on that RPG sense of progression, that RPG sense of you get better skills, you get better gear and stuff. It's there's a really great video on it by Josh Strife Hayes. I caught it while I was away on holiday, and I've watched it again, and he goes on to describe it as in, he puts it in a silly term, but basically imagine we're playing chess and I've played for a year and you've just started your first thing. It's your first game. So if it's your first game, you only get to use pawns, but you don't get to use queens and bishops and knights and rooks. You don't get to use those. No, you just get pawns and a king. But because I've played for a year now, I have all of those, but also all of my pawns are also queens. That's fair, is it not? No, that's MMO PvP in a nutshell. I'm quite casual myself, to be honest, but I do feel like that sort of sense of danger really adds extra elements to going around, and it encourages group play more in my mind. And I like the idea of encouraging group play, but not forcing it. As I tried to explain on the Ashes Discord and stuff, I like the idea of a quest being easier if you're in a group, but not necessarily impossible without one, just while you're leveling. I wouldn't mind at the end of a long quest chain or something that you have to fight a mini-boss or something. That's quite good, but then it also begs the question, what are you going to do when there's not enough people coming through the game to get to that point with you, so you can't team up to do it? You know what I mean? Like, it runs into problems like that. But open world PvP then requires you to team up so that you don't just get killed. But open world PvP, skill based, I like, but I also dislike the fact that I'm level 80 in this game, and if I walk up to one of these sprouts, I'm going to murder them if we decide to fight. It's going to happen. I'm massively more powerful than they are. Admittedly, Final Fantasy 14 completely ripped the PvP out of the game, but I'll cover all that on Tuesday. You'll get to see how it looks. In good news as well, I did get a couple of extra followers today, so there's a very strong possibility I might be an affiliate after tonight. I'm not sure. I was on 7 out of 8 streams in the last 30 days, and I feel like I've got enough followers now to get me over the line, so I really hope that is the case. I might be wrong, and I might just be one short, and if I am, that's going to hurt, but we make do. It has been a goal of mine to get this channel affiliated with Twitch, because it will feel then to me like the channel is successful and it's not just me sitting here playing games with myself. I'm also really open to suggestions on games to play as well. It doesn't necessarily just have to be MMOs. I'd prefer it to be MMOs to play, and also if other people are playing MMOs and they want to join me on something, feel free to. Come in the Discord, let us know, we'll do it on there. Because ultimately a lot of the content and whatnot that I do is all based on what's going to be most entertaining for the people watching, to be honest. When it comes to streaming, the chat and the viewers have much more of a priority to me than just the gameplay. The gameplay is fun for me. It might be fun for you guys watching me faceplant as a red mage, because I am horrendously out of practice, as I decided to do some roulettes earlier today before the reset to get some practice in so that I didn't totally suck, because it would have been hilarious watching me not know what any of my buttons do. Yeah, so as I say, literally any game that anybody wants to play. If it's something like Among Us, I'd play that. If you wanted to... Yeah, unfortunately the ping would do something like that, but I don't know. I would honestly sit and play anything like first-person shooters. I'd sit and play them as well, and you get to see how bad I am at those. And then you'd see not only that, but I imagine I would get stream sniped quite a lot, because it's the classic when you used to get all your friends around to play Call of Duty and stuff, and you'd be there and you'd be all in the same room and you're all on the same screen, but you had to not screen watch. But a lot of people did, and yeah, it was the big argument, wasn't it? Oh my god, you only knew where I was because you were watching my stream. I imagine that happens quite a lot. Oh. Looks like I'm going to Eashroud. I love the rain effects in this game as well. Like, you can see it on my coat on here. Like, it's gone darker. And the weather effects and stuff. I like that the game has that. And I have heard that they are adding, or they have added that into World of Warcraft. So if you go to Orgrimmar and... yeah, if you go to Orgrimmar or you go to Stormwind, that... it happens even with Tabletop. Yeah, it is. It is. Like, I've only ever DM'd once, and honestly, it was a nightmare. I loved it. I loved the RPG element. I loved the world building and all that. That was brilliant. But it is like herding cats. And there was one player who was playing a rogue and decided to... he opened a chest and there was 20 gold in it. And he decided to tell us that there was only 10 when he caught up to us, because everybody was giving the gold to my character as he had the highest charisma, so that we would get the best prices in towns and stuff. I was effectively the treasurer. of the group, which was great. But then one of the other guys, because we were doing it all over Discord, heard him say this over the Discord, and then decided that his character was going to question him about, are you sure that's all you found? And I was like, but he told us that, and then he rolled the I made them do a charisma save and a roll and stuff on it. And the guy who lied to us all passed, so we all just took it on the chin. Apart from this one guy who was still determined that he knew that he'd skimmed some money out of it, but I was like, but you don't, that's how it works. So yeah, I get your point. That's yeah, it's quite hard to get people to be honest like that. When you know something and your character doesn't, it's quite hard to change how you're gonna move about. Which is why in that example, that campaign that I did, the D&D campaign, I actually got my wife to design the map we were on. Like, I put together the entire campaign, I told her the elements that I wanted in it, other than that she had free reign to just make the map herself. So that when it came down to... Yeah, when it came down to actually doing the campaign, the first time I loaded it up, I didn't know what I was looking for. So... It was all a surprise to me, so I didn't already have a preconceived notion of where I want to be on the map. Yeah, it was an odd one though, because it was my my first ever MMO, my first ever attempt at doing that. Is this for me or is this? Because I happen to know that around here, I'm sure there's a... Right, we're going to do this. Let's do this. Yeah, like, improv was quite a big deal with it, but also I was a very, very new dungeon master, so I didn't really know what I was doing or like, how to really go with the flow. I tried to as best as I could, but I think some of the guys were expecting it to be like Critical Role. And I'm not going to lie, those guys have played for years, they've all got an idea, they've all, you know what I mean? This was day one, it was never going to be that good, and yet beforehand, when I told them all, don't expect a lot from this, it's brand new, this is the first time we're doing it, it's not going to be incredible, it's going to be us figuring it out as we go along, and they were all, oh yeah, it's fine, and then we actually got into the game, and they were expecting a lot more, like, flair about it, but... It is what it is, and I'd know what to do better for next time. To be honest, I think I'd rather do a campaign where I'm just an adventurer. I'd rather let somebody else be the dungeon master. I'd rather play a couple as an adventurer and just as a party member to really ease myself into it, and then try again later on as a dungeon master when I'm more experienced. Because I think doing my very first ever campaign as dungeon master was quite a lot of pressure that I just didn't expect, to be honest. Like, the idea of playing an RPG, I've played RPGs for years, but I've only ever played, like, RPGs as video games. I was never into the whole tabletop thing, it wasn't something that was, like, popular where I grew up and stuff. We were all into sports. I was a nerd that played football. So it was fine. But I feel like playing D&D at that point would have been a bridge too far. But after I left school and whatnot, and I've grown up, and hell, I'm 33 now, so I couldn't give a flying fuck what anybody thinks. If I want to play D&D, I'm going to play D&D. I'm a grown-ass adult. Oh, wow. He looks friendly. That's something that I would love to do on the stream as well. One day is actually to stream a D&D campaign. But I'd love to do it as a how-to campaign, you know what I mean? Like, get somebody experienced to be the DM, get me, I'll get a few other people that have just never played before, and we'll just go in first time and see how it goes and do that. I would love to do something like that on stream, that'd be fun. Tail Whip, what is he, a Pokemon? I tell you what, Dame, I will take that up on you, and I will do that one time. I'd maybe try to decide which stream it would be good to do it on. I keep forgetting that I'm synced down on this as well, so don't have all of my moves, which is disappointing because I would have straight up murdered this guy. Where's he gone? Get over here. Yeah, the advantage of playing a red mage is, although I'm a caster, I can also run in and do melee damage if I need to as well. And not only that, but I can heal myself, which with my usual playstyles is a must because I'm a bit of a moron. Avoidable damage, you say? Sign me up. Standing in the fire is a DPS increase, we all know it. Yeah, one of the fun things about Red Mage as well is, see that there? Dual cast means that my next ability, boom, straight away. Am I supposed to stand in that? Oh, I'm supposed to stand in this one. Right, let's do this. Also, whee! So yeah, what you'd normally do with the red mage is you cast one of your shorter spells first that do less damage, and then cast your next spell which does more damage to get the bigger spell. So like you cast your faster spell to get your next one to be instant, so that you can cast your slower spell, and then you're trying to build these up until you get to a certain point where you can do melee attacks. And then in later levels, you get access to bigger moves. I haven't got access to my heals at this level. That sucks. I keep doing things as though I've got all of my abilities, and I just don't because I'm synced down. So I'm still playing the game as though I have everything that I would normally have. That's alright because we've won anyway. Here we go. Boom. We did it. Oh, yeah, of course it makes me stand there to eat that in the face, even though I won. I've got to say, this has been quite an interesting event. It's quite good that they've added this in as well, because it's a lot of content that they've added for like a brief sort of story, effectively. It's literally in between patches, because we've just had a patch, and then the next patch is going to be the expansion. So it's good to tie you over with things like that. I'm going to go get some food. That sounds like a plan. Oh, I sense the presence of a powerful mark. I think that's an S rank. In which case, you may get to see some of the greatest... In fact, I'll have to bring my chat up for this so you can see it. But you may get to see some of the sweetest salt in the entire game. Unless it's just a random, like, B rank or something, and then I'm going to be horribly disappointed. Yeah, if there's one thing they do well in Final Fantasy as well, it's the music. It's definitely the music. They just get the music right. Ah, sorry, I'm trying not to sneeze. It's a bit of a strange day today. For whatever reason as well, I've been awake since 3 o'clock. I don't sleep well, and I am starting to feel it a bit now, but we go for it. We'll go with that one. Feeling quite nice, so I'm not going to say protecting because I'm not a tank anymore. Those days are behind me. I'm not just a meat shield, which honestly is my strategy to pretty much anything. It is particularly fun when you get a stealth mission. Oh, hey Ban, who's such an emo? Noctis or me? I don't have enough guy liner to be emo, but you should have seen us about 10 years ago. Final Fantasy doing an emo protagonist? Never. I do love the Final Fantasies, but the tropey as hell. It's not necessarily a bad thing. We've had this conversation before, Ban. If you do tropes well, it works. Ah, thanks, Kirst. Do you mean seeing the photos you were there? But yeah, Final Fantasy 15 is one of the few in the series. 15 and 13, I really dislike them. I liked 12 for the gameplay and a lot of the lore and stuff, but I dislike the fact that at the very end they do a big switcheroo and the character that you've been playing is just pointless. It's different in an MMO where it's better to be like a boots on the ground adventurer for me. The jacket on my character is the Dragoon Armor from Void Ark. If that's where you get Sky Pirate. Yeah, it's the Sky Pirate one, Bam, but it's the one for the Dragoon because they've added it in. So you can buy them from the market board and use them on any class, which is good because, as I've said before, the actual glamours and cosmetics and stuff for casters in this game are girly as hell. So having the option to wear something else. You've got the Black Mage, Red Mage, Summoner one, right? Which I'm gonna go after this and I'm gonna show you it because it's absolutely hilarious in comparison to this. This on the Highlander looks decent, makes me look good. If I wear some goggles with it, I'll look like a real Sky Pirate. I can effectively make myself look like Star-Lord, which is pretty fun. But before we talk to them, we're gonna go to the market board. All the caster stuff, it's either robes or a dress, Cursed. That's it. You get nothing in between. Robes or a dress. And quite frankly, I just can't pull off a dress. I ain't got the legs for it. So here we go. Right. Body. Red Mage. This one here, I like this, right? I do. I like this as an outfit. However, it has a boob window. Right here. Has a boob window. Which I can't help but notice when I play this. And I'm like, it just doesn't look right. Or alternatively, you get something like that. Look at it. Makes no sense. But anyway, we need to go to this page, I believe, for Sky Pirate stuff, or is it this page, maybe? Replica. Right, here we go. This is what I'm wearing now. Sky Pirate's coat of Maiming. Obviously I've dyed it red because red mage. I still need to do the newest 24 man, so that is on my list of things to do. So that's the one that I'm wearing now. Now let's have a look at the casting one. This is the one for red mages and black mages and summoners. And look at it. Look at it. So, yeah. As I say, it's the shoulders and the purple frills. It's a frilly dress. So, as I say, your classes in this game, not gender locked, but may as well be. See, even that though, that sort of outfit there with the hood and the thing, you can definitely rock that if you wanted to play an evil summoner. The downside is that Reaper's going to be the closest you can get to a necromancer in this game. One day. Ban. Genuinely considering buying Guild Wars 1 as well. I'd play it off stream because I think you only ever get like 20 people watching Guild Wars unless Josh Dryfaze is playing. But considering it rather than New World. As I mentioned before, I cancelled my pre-order. Right. I've got to speak with Noctis. Yeah, I did. I mentioned it before in the stream and stuff, but my computer's not great, and I don't think it runs it that well. But also, I don't think the game is that good. And as I was only planning on getting a couple of months out of a game anyway, until Endwalker comes out, I might as well just get Guild Wars 1. It's a game that I'm more likely to enjoy. If I play it as like an RPG, I'll enjoy it a lot more than I would New World, because New World just feels like the Ashes of Creation you've ordered on Wish. So effectively, is getting free shit for being pretty. This is how it must feel to be BTS. Oh, by the way, on that note, have you seen China have cracked down on gaming over there? And not only have they cracked down on the amount of time that you can game if you're under 18, you can only game for an hour a day. You spy a triple triad to be completed. Yeah, it's all of them. I just haven't done any of them. That's a stream I'll do. I'll go around and do triple triads of the world. We'll do it. Oh, I love Dragoon as it gets higher up in the class. But I was saying about China as well. They've also implemented a thing where you're not allowed to have effeminate men in games. So pretty much like well, pretty much all of Final Fantasy, like the bunny boys that are coming out. Nope, not in China. So yeah, it's an interesting one. So they've all got to be like big beefy dudes. So effectively, unless you're Conan the Barbarian, China don't want to know. So that was something I found out over the weekend. There's been quite a lot of gaming news like this week that I missed while I was away on holiday. I'm not even mad about because I was on holiday, and frankly, who doesn't want to be on holiday? Holidays are great. Got to stay on the beach, which I think I put pictures of it up in the Discord as well. Let's have a look. Yes, I did. You can see the beach. It was awesome. I wish I was still on the beach, but there's also more news that's come out of Our good friends Activision Blizzard. Who's ready for some low-hanging fruit? So they've done a couple of things. Do you want me to start with the bad or the really bad? This is the drawback to my stream where I was waiting for a response and then I remember there's like a 20-second delay. So we're going to start with bad. Then we'll do really bad. I'll do really bad and we'll come back to bad, and so it's not as bad. Now we might as well go whole hog because Activision are what they are. So bad first. They have replaced paintings of female characters with fruit. They have basically, because of the whole sexual harassment case against them, decided that the easiest way to not have sexual harassment is to just not have women. So they've gone down that road. So they've replaced them with bowls of fruit and they've covered them up, and basically they've decided that the best way to go about not sexually harassing women is to tell women what they can and can't wear, or just full on remove them. So, you know, safety first. So that's bad. Let's get into the really bad. Now, if you're aware of the ongoing legal disputes about sexism and pay disparity and like equal rights and whatnot, and there's been a lot of Activision workers that have been speaking out about it, which they should, 100% should, because people need to know this crap. It is a big deal. It is important. And it's a shame that it's happened, but it's good that they get to talk about it. But in talking about it and coming out about it and making a deal out of it, it's been reported that Activision have been going to the most vocal of these people and looking to reprimand them, as they are telling them that they're underperforming and they need to get it sorted or they might get the sack. So they're effectively getting ready to remove them from the company for speaking out about the company. This is after the company has covered up all of the sexual harassment and stuff for years. They have basically they've been shredding evidence, by the way, as well, for anybody that wasn't aware that happened. They were shredding documents when the investigation was happening. And it's every time you think they're hitting a new low, they out the worst themselves. And for a company that's supposedly trying to sort out its image, they're not trying to sort out its image at all. They're trying to sort out its image in a way that doesn't cost them money. So we'll have to see how that goes, but yeah, like, and to top it all off as well, oh yeah, they are completely pressuring the whistleblowers, and not just the whistleblowers, because they went to a law firm that Ian Hazakostas, the game director, used to work for, who are known for union busting, because the Activision Blizzard employees have got together and decided that they want things to change, that they want things to get better, and Blizzard don't want them to form a union, so they've decided that all of their arbitration and whatnot is going to go through this law firm that union busts. So that's, you know, fun. They also have ties to a few of the ActiBliz, like, not necessarily Bobby Kotick himself, the CEO, but a lot of higher ups. So they're doing a lot of that crack, and yeah, it's like, and to top it all off as well, the main product at Blizzard, at World of Warcraft, is absolute shite at the moment, and it's bad that it's bad, because it's such a big deal, it's such a big game, and it's crap, and they made it crap, and they've created a hostile environment with the players. They've got a hostile environment for the staff. It's not a good thing over there. So their latest 9.1.5, I believe the patch is called, is the let's give everybody what they want and the please don't leave me patch. And I just don't see it working, to be honest. I just don't. depending on how long it takes me to get this car and to get through the events, I'm not sure if I'll actually have a chance to do a good roulette. So I might just do something like trials at the end so you can see us fight a primal and be real bad at it. So Activision Blizzard isn't going to fold. Activision's too big. Activision itself is too big. It's as a company, they're worth billions. They won't fold. World of Warcraft won't close as well. World of Warcraft will keep going. World of Warcraft is not going to die. Is it battered? Yes. Is it dead? No. Because it's such a big game. It's not the old adage of too big to fail, but it's not far away, and I feel like within World of Warcraft as well, it still feels like they're just one good expansion away from everybody going, oh, it's a good game again, let's go back. And I'll be honest with you, I probably would if it was a good game, but I didn't leave World of Warcraft over any sort of political standpoint or moral standpoint or anything like that. I left back in January when the game sucked. All that they've been doing with the whole, well, being crap as a company is just sort of validating my already made decision. Oh, I'm going to fight Garuda. Again. Yeah, they do some pretty good fights in this game. A lot of people talk about it because it has a 2.5 second GCD at earlier levels. But that's when you have, like, no skills and stuff. When you get to a point where you've got your skills and you're in the fight and the fights are throwing the mechanics at you, that 2.5 second GCD doesn't feel too bad because you've got to dodge and you've got to hold your rotations and stuff. Whereas World of Warcraft has the 1 second GCD, but it also doesn't have as punishing mechanics. It's less of a dance fight, it's more of a DPS race. So where am I speaking to her at? That was the airship landing, wasn't it? But of the 3 starter city-states as well, the Gridania, La Noscea, and Uldar, Gridania is actually my favourite. I think that's just because, personally, I like being in the forests, I like the trees, I like the water, I like all that sort of stuff. The pirate style of La Noscea is pretty cool, but I'm less bothered about Uldar, but Gridania is pretty awesome. I do love Gridania. Now, is this an actual fight, or is it like a 1v1? Or 2v2 with Noctis? That's because it's the best hair, Ban, obviously. Oh, so it's not actually Garuda, it's Faruda, we'll call it. Why not? It's next to the G on here. Garuda-like being. I'll be honest with you, I never completed Final Fantasy 15. I tried, I really did. I just didn't like the game. Alright, let's do this. Warp strike, okay. And I'm gonna have to hide behind that, obviously, at some point. You don't complete or play any other games apart from Harry Potter. And that's Lego Harry Potter as well, viewers. It really is. Because he's a wizard. Alright, so it comes through there. Okay, that's fine. I know not to do that again. Ah. Feels like she's just not dying. As I say, that could be because I'm not particularly good. I like how he just warps away and I can't do that. It's disappointing. We're at 48% on the boss. This is taking longer than I thought it would. Okay, let's run away. Ah, right, you select the pillar and then you can... Right, I'm with you. Yeah, right. That's fine. That's fine. I've got that. I was trying to figure out how he was doing it. But that's fine. We go again. Because I just kept trying to run and it was like... Nah, not today. Alright, we'll try that again. Again, very easy. No, we're doing it on normal. I'm going to skip this because we've seen it. Here we go. Round 2. Fight. Haha, fine. I'm just gonna stay over here. There we go. See you like a pro. Nope, didn't mean to select that. Nobody saw it, didn't happen. Here we go. And back in. Like, how many times do I have to fucking warp? Like, seriously? Oh well, let's try that again. Yeah, that's what I was doing, but apparently not enough. That's really annoying. So, we try again. Let's do this. Alright. I'd also love to know how I'm supposed to link with Noctis as well. I just haven't figured that out either. Right, here we go. We're gonna try again. Ah, nailed it. See? First time. Don't know what your problem is. Does she get another one of those pretty much limit breaks, or are we done with that now? And I don't have to worry about it anymore. Sweet. And also, I'm guessing nobody noticed that I went for a warp and warped onto the wrong thing there. I mean, I was so smooth. Definitely nobody noticed. Does this duty fail if Noctis dies, by the way? Because, quite frankly, I can't save him from stupidity. Oh, fuck off. Yeah. Yeah, he does. Right. We're going again. Third time's a charm. Okay, Noctis, try not to kill yourself this time, pal. I'm counting on you. No, the first one was a practice run. Don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, exactly. It's just a practice run. Alright, I'm effectively having to play as a tank now, so let's do this. He's getting hit with that. And now the spam begins, because I ain't getting hit with this shit again. Do I just sit here now? Is that my fight over? Button spam. Who doesn't love that? First time. Easy. Like, it's not even a challenge. I don't know who finds this hard, like. Hey, car's fixed. So from a lore perspective, does this kind of confirm that Final Fantasy 15 is one of the worlds possible for Final Fantasy 14? If you know what I mean, because the whole split. Yeah, that's what I thought. So it'd be nice to see more of us going into the worlds from the different Final Fantasies and seeing how they're faring and stuff. That'd be quite an interesting thing to do. Yeah, that's what I thought. So that means that that's weird then because we went to the first, but the first is based on Final Fantasy VIII. I want to see Midgard. As long as I don't have to Tidus laugh, it's all fine. So is this it for the campaign now? How do I go about getting the car? $200k MGP. It's a good thing I know a man who has that. I like the fact that they keep bringing Sid out for events like this as well. I know he's usually pretty big in the whole raid scene and that, but it's little things like this that just give a little bit more character depth. It's quite nice. And there we go. That is it done. The Final Fantasy 15 crossover. Done. It's obviously time to go back to the Gold Saucer, obviously. I've got a car to buy. I hope the paint would go faster stripes, because otherwise it's just not worth it. Ironworks vendor. There we go, I'm gonna get that. And that. And that. Nailed it. Oh, it's Ban. Hey, Ban. Have you gone raw again? I thought you were Ellison earlier today. Why do I have 1.5 mil MGP? Because there's a man right here who does far too much chocobo racing. All or nothing. It was alright. Yeah, the live letter did look really good. It's always very nice that they put that sort of effort into the communication. Yes, that's what the people wanted, right there. And the rich get richer. Yeah, it's good that they put that effort into the live letters and they really make an effort of trying to connect with the community. So there we go. I've got myself a car now, I think. I'm gonna add that to my hotbar. There we go. Now we can all go for a bit of a cruise. And as I did it at the start of the stream, I'm going to do it again at the end for those that missed it, because realistically my streams usually are going to try and finish around 9 o'clock, so around this time, so that I can get ready for work the next day, and so can others who are watching. I started with an FC house tour, so I'm going to finish with it as well for those of you that weren't here at the start. This is the Haven house, in lovely lavender beds. Market board adjacent. There's one there, and there's also one if you jump over that house. There's one right there, but you can't see it because it hasn't rendered in. You've got your exterior out here, and then they've added a lot more that you can do with the exterior since the housing system first started. And honestly, some people can make them look incredible. So you've got jumping puzzles like this, which if I actually jumped on it properly, it would help. You get things like this. You tend to drop these from primal fights. You've got your exterior sort of stuff like seating area and that. And this bit here is relatively new because you used to only have a balcony outside, and you had to use those jumping puzzles to get up here. But in fact, before I go, I am gonna see if I can get in, and we are just gonna do a quick trials roulette. If anybody wants into trials, let me know if you're in game, and we'll do that, and then I'm going to call it a night. Okay, so it's me and Ban. Let's do this. We're going to go do trials. Is this you on your Dragoon? Yeah, that's fair. I get that when I'm leveling some classes as well. Like, I do feel like I need a bit of a break from them. And I get that as well when I play a class and I really enjoy it, and then I get it to max level, and then I get some gear behind it, and then I suddenly just feel a bit burnt out because a lot of the time I really go hard on the level. Oh, dear God. Okay. Okay. Couldn't have been Ifrit, could it? I'd have even taken Titan. Oh, God. So, this is going to be a shit show. The thing is, if you'd gone Paladin like you're leveling, we could have avoided all this.
This battle shall be our last.
Thought to myself, have a quick trials roulette. What's the worst that could happen? Do you move with fire, or do you stand still with fire, don't you? You do, that's fine. You can tell I'm rusty as hell at this fight, so this is not going to go well. This one you move. Alright, let's do this. Alright. Advantage playing red mage. You get to res people. Is this the usual active time smash buttons? Let's find out. I did jinx it by saying quick trials, yeah, I was an idiot. I take full responsibility for this. It's like playing track and field. It's a full body workout. Let's do this. Ah, success. Whew. Yeah, Van. Yeah, blame me. Blame me. Wait, did we die? Ah. Okay, now I know what you were saying. I thought you blew up in part of the thing. Oh, Jesus. I've done fuck the job. Don't do a 15-second pull countdown. Fuck.
This battle shall be our last.
Well, I didn't want a DPS anyway. Did that just... Did both of our tanks just die? What the hell killed them? Alright, let's do this.
Sword of shadow. Darkness must be destroyed. Gleaming steel.
I don't feel like I'm doing terribly at the DPS here. It could be an absolute lie and I could be shit. Probably is. But I don't feel like I'm doing bad. Ah, hell. Okay. Repeat of the active time maneuver. Let's get my wrists ready, because this is going to take some button mashing. Okay, here we go. After they finish the RP bit. This is a hell of a workout. Nailed it. I think we all did. Did we? We did. Sweet.
You. It cannot be. To me, warriors of light! I am salvation given form.
Okay, this is about to get shiny.
First hero and his final hope. For victory, I render up my all. Your demise will be ours.
Hey, just think in the new expansion I'm gonna get a, Oh, fuck this. Alright, I can't do this, but I'm gonna drop it. Alright, last go. Last go. 20-second pull. Are they just adding 5 seconds on for every time we wipe? Is that what this is?
This battle shall be our last. Be gone, Sword of Shadow!
Yeah, sad part is we've still got to get it all through that RP section again, which I very much am looking forward to, obviously. Here we go. Right. Get your muscles working. Why does it feel like somebody's not doing this? It really feels like this is not going well.
You! It cannot be!
Okay, let's try this again.
To me, warriors of light! I am salvation.
It's a shame I can't skip these cutscenes and just be ready to go.
Mankind's first hero, and his final hope! For victory, I render up my all! Your demise will be ours. Salvation.
Is that it? Am I good? I think we're good. Sweet.
You still stand. Then be gone, Sword of Shadow!
We've got to remember getting the meteors. Like Crystal Tower all over again. Oh, of course, I got frozen. Hell, I need to run this right into the corner. There we go. You can tell that the more times we've attempted this, like the worse my performance has got. I've gone from right, let's do this, to just, is this not over yet? And that's why parties bring a red mage. Or as we've been called in the past, res mage. Yeah, red mages are great for progression in this game, but they don't offer as much DPS as some other classes. And I think they're going to double down on that in the next expansion as well, with us getting the whole shield. It looks like we're going to do it, so that's good. Ah, I didn't manage to get you in the end there, Ban. I'll get you now. Hang on. Nailed it. You can have it. There we go. We did it. We did it. Shame I can't target him to like slap him or anything, but hey, we did it. Still counts. Alright, I think I'm going to call the stream there. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bear with us. I'm just going to... get some good music going on in the background. Here you go. Have some of this. Nah, you did fine. We got through it, ban. That's all that matters. We got through the trials roulette. Of all the trials that I didn't want to get, it was that and Hades, because they're relatively new and people don't really know what they're doing. I would have loved to have gotten something like Ifrit or Garuda would have been class, because it takes 2 minutes. But we got what we needed, and that's fine. So I just want to say thanks again for everybody for being part of this today. I'm not entirely sure, but there's a very real chance that I maybe will have affiliate after this stream. I'm either there or I'm possibly one... yeah, I'm possibly one follower short. But it's getting closer. It is happening. I'm going to be streaming. I've got a schedule I'm sticking to now, so it's going to be Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays for anybody that wants to come hang out in here. I'll be here regardless, doing my thing. Tuesday's stream is going to be PvP within Final Fantasy XIV, so I'm going to be doing the different PvP styles. I'm going to be doing the different PvP events, and I'm going to be going through the differences between what PvP is in this game now versus what it used to be. How it changed and all that, as well as covering any sort of news topics and general gaming, and not even gaming, just general topics on anything. If anybody wants to ask us any questions on anything at all, I'll answer them. As I've said before as well, I started this channel for me to get over a few hang-ups on myself and my own body image and how I look and how I sound. And the fact that I'm so close to affiliate, it means the world to us. It really does. Like, getting over that line into affiliate, where this is going to feel like a proper channel and not just me basically screaming into the void. It's going to feel good. I'm quite proud of everything that's happened so far. Realistically, I've streamed for just over a week because I was on holiday last week, obviously. It has been more than I thought it would be. A lot more than I thought it would be. But it's been great. It's really helped me come out of my shell. It's helped me talk to a lot of people. It's helped me interact. It's helped me get over some things. To put it in perspective, like, here's 2 seconds. The reason why I have hang-ups on myself and whatnot, you can all see what I look like now, but let me see, I maybe went too far on this. Or maybe not quite far enough. Let's see. Right, what I'm going to show you is effectively before and after. It's going to be me before COVID. So you're all going to get to enjoy that in all of its crap. But damn, that was a while ago. There you go. This is me as I was before Corona. This is me, 2.5 stone heavier, not happy with myself, really struggling with just general life. And this is me now, sitting here on my own Twitch channel, pretty much getting my way to affiliate. And it's been a long road to get to a point where I felt confident enough to do this, but I'm glad that I did it, and I'm glad that I'm still doing it, and I'm glad that I'm going to continue. I'm also looking to start. I've got my YouTube channel where I have been uploading my streams to, but I'm also wanting to start doing some YouTube content. I'm wanting to create some an MMO travel channel. Basically, I have discussed it with a few other people, and it's going to be me going through different locations within a game, showing you the site, explaining the lore behind it and the sort of real world connections. Hopefully that's something people are interested in, and if anybody would like to help me with that, because there's going to be a lot of research and whatnot, and it's probably going to take me a while to get the first one rolling until I get used to the video editing and stuff, but then I'm going to be looking to do a video a month on this sort of subject for anybody that's interested. If you're not already, there's links to my Twitter and my Discord and my YouTube below. If you do want to join them, the Discord's really good at keeping you up to date with when I'm going to be on and what I'm going to be doing. And also, as I've mentioned a couple of other times, if you ever want to jump in the voice chat with us while I'm gaming, while I'm streaming, or even not on stream, more than happy to. I'll sit in there with whoever wants to talk. If I'm on stream and you want to be part of the stream and you want to jump in the Discord with us on there, we can go do PvP and we can run roulettes, whatever. By all means, jump in with us and be part of it. I'm more than happy to do that too. I have set up a channel for that. But anyway, that's kind of all I wanted to say tonight. I just wanted to thank everyone and say that I'm going to try and have more of a schedule going forward that I'm going to try and stick to, so you know when and where I'll be. As I say, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sundays. The reason being is I'm trying to do workouts on Mondays and Wednesdays. Friday is usually a date night with my wife, and Saturday is usually a day where I'm too busy to do anything. And that's probably going to be the day that I end up doing the YouTube videos and editing and research and stuff. But anyway, once again, I'd like to thank everybody for your time. I'd like to thank you for keeping us company tonight, and I hope you all enjoyed this, because I know I did. Anyway, I'm out. Peace.